Hey kids, stop what you're doing. If you're under the age of 13, you're not supposed to watch this video. This video and all the videos on my channel are designed for adults, not for kids. So if you're under the age of 13, you're not supposed to watch this video. Sorry about that. Thanks. Greetings, Internet dwellers. It is I, your Admiral, John Lovelace, from johnlovelace.com. Here with you, I am a minister, I am a businessman, I'm a podcaster, motivational speaker, self-help guru. I'm all of those things all wrapped up into one, and I'm doing my best to help you live your best life. Thank you so much for being with us. We want to remind you real quick before we get started to like and subscribe and share this video with as many people as you can, because we need your help to spread the word about what we're doing here and to help get more and more people involved so that we can get more and more people to be better, stronger, faster. That's what we're all about, trying to help everybody improve and be their best self. So we want that, and we want you to help us with that if you would. We would appreciate it so much. Now, I've talked a lot, and I continue to talk a lot about self-improvement and the idea that you can be anything you want to be. You can do anything you want to do. And that's true, man, because my whole job is to help motivate you. As I go on my journey of self-improvement, getting better, stronger, faster, losing weight, achieving new goals, making more money, being all I can be, everything that I want to do in life. As I go on my journey, I'm sharing that with you, and I'm trying to inspire you to help you do the same thing. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. I'm just here to tell you. Now, you can do anything you set your mind to, and I'm a firm advocate and believer in that, man. Single-minded focus can accomplish anything, and you can do it. You have the power within yourself to take control of your destiny and do whatever you want to do. But, man, it's a grind sometimes, and there's a lot of times when you're working by yourself, and nobody's with you, and nobody's helping you, and you just got to keep plugging on and keep digging away. I saw a video from Tyson Fury recently. And Tyson Fury, if you don't know who he is a heavyweight boxing athlete. He's a boxer. And I don't even know his record. I haven't been previously a big fan of his, but I think I'm getting to like him more recently. So I don't know if he's been champion or if he was maybe a champion once before, not anymore. I'm not sure exactly what the deal is, but he posted this video. And the only reason I got to know him was because he was on the WWE for a season, and he was fighting against actual like scripted wrestlers like The Rock and those guys. Of course, The Rock's not wrestled for years, but I'm saying, the WWE, just what you think of. Hulk Hogan and the whole nine yards. But Tyson Fury was on a match or two in the WWE for a season or two ago, and I happened to catch him. I don't watch the WWE for the most part, but I happened to catch it. And I got interested in the guy, so I started kind of following him on social media and stuff. Long story short, he posted a video the other day about what it means to be a dedicated athlete, because he's been training since like he's 12 years old. And so, to be what he is today. And so he's out there running in the cold. He's got the big hoodie on, and he's running, and he's doing this video. And I don't know if somebody's running with him holding the camera or what, but he's running, and he's talking about how, it's a grind. You just got to do it every day. And nobody sees it. Nobody sees you getting up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to go running in the cold. Nobody sees you working out in the gym until all hours of the night. Nobody sees the food that you don't eat because you're on a very strict diet. Nobody sees all the work you put in. Nobody sees the training and the coaching. Nobody sees all that stuff. A lot of that, some of it you have some help with, like where they got a coach or whatever, but a lot of that you do absolutely by yourself. And then people see you as a boxer, he was going on to say, and they see all the glam and all the glitz and all the fame and all the and money if you're successful at it. And they say, that people don't understand what goes into it, and they give athletes a hard time saying that they have all this privilege and all this wealth and they don't appreciate it and so forth. And he says, but you don't know the blood, sweat, and tears it took to get here. You don't know the grind and what it takes to make it at that level. And that was real inspiring to me. That was pretty cool, I thought, because it showcases not just for high performance athletes, but for the average person who's working day in and day out to improve yourself, whether it's losing weight, whether it's going back to school, whether it's training for a new job, whether you're trying to get a promotion at work, whether you're trying to start a side business of your own, whatever it is, nobody underappreciates the time and the energy and the effort that you put in to chasing your dreams. Nobody sees that stuff. And some people will see a little bit of it. If you have a spouse, they'll see some of it. But nobody sees it all. Nobody understands it all. Only you. And you see it and you appreciate it and you stay humble because you know what it took to get there. Now, the world ain't all sunshine and rainbows, as Rocky says, okay? So it's tough, and there are some things, if you let this stuff if you let the monotony of the grind, and if you let the obstacles that you run into, because you got to continue to push forward every day to achieve those goals, if you let that stuff get to you, then eventually it'll get to the place where you actually kind of want to quit and want to give up. So I want to hedge your bets just a little bit, because a lot of us motivational speakers make it sound like that it's all easy going. Like, man, once you get motivated, you can do anything. And the next thing you know, you're making big money and you've lost a ton of weight and you got a new degree and you got a new job. It's not like that at all. You can achieve those things, but it's hard. It is really hard, but it's so worth it. It is absolutely worth all the energy and all the effort and all the work and all the dedication that you will put in. It is absolutely worth every minute of it if you're dedicated to it and stay to it. The rewards that you will reap will be bountiful. You just have to be committed to it, even when it doesn't look like you're making any traction. Now, that said, I just want to give you a heads up, because a lot of people will sell you on the features of the product, but they don't tell you about the drawbacks. All right, so I'm just going to tell you, here are some things that you're likely to encounter while you're traveling on your journey of self-improvement that you're liable to come across that'll be hindrances to you, obstacles to you, things that you have to overcome. So, all right, so pay attention to this. Number one, scheduling problems. Because anytime that you're trying to accomplish something outside your normal hours of operation, then it's going to be hard to do it, okay? So if you work a 9-to-5 job, but you've got a side hustle going on, guess what? You're working in the evening. You're working on weekends. And then if something comes up, something's unscheduled, like maybe a family gathering or a birth in the family or some crazy trip that they wanted you to go on to work or whatever, then suddenly your whole side business that you're trying to start on your own, it just got derailed and you can't do it for a while, okay? Or whether it's that, or whether you're trying to go to school and suddenly you run out of money. And now suddenly you can't afford it anymore. And so now suddenly you just can't schedule it now, because there are problems, there are complications. Okay. These things will cause you problems. Okay. You can't let scheduling issues weigh you down. Sometimes you just have to stop and admit that, time got away from me. There are not enough hours in the day to do all the things that I want to do. Time gets away from you, and you'll get involved in a project. You'll look up and it's bedtime and you go, oh man, and that's what you'll end up doing a lot of times, is you'll end up getting up super early to get things done, staying up super late to get things done, and sacrificing sleep, which is a bad thing. You don't want to do that too much, because the body needs sleep, particularly if you have physical goals and things you're trying to accomplish in your body. You don't want to rob your body of the rest it needs, okay? So that can be dangerous. So scheduling problems will be a problem, but just don't let it get you down. Just try to schedule your time as best you can. Perhaps keep a log of your time so that you know where you're wasting time and where you can make more use of your time. Okay, that's very, very helpful. 2, delays. All right, now I touched on delays just a little bit when I talked about the tuition problem. You were trying to go back to school, you ran out of money, you can't pay for it. Tuition problem. That's a delay. And I'm not just talking about you were trying to get home for your evening walk or run and you ran into heavy traffic. That's not what I'm talking about delays. I'm talking about delays that just completely derail your journey. Okay, these are, you were working towards a promotion, but suddenly you lost your job. Well, now what do? You're going to have to find a new job and then try to get a promotion there or work your way up the ladder there. These kind of things can completely derail you. Say you're an athlete, you're training for a race, and you somehow break your leg accidentally. Things happen, crazy things. You get in a car accident or something like that, you break your leg. Now you're off your feet for 6 weeks while that thing's trying to heal. Your leg will heal. But if you're not careful in that time period where you're delayed, where you cannot pursue your goal for a short time, whatever that time frame is, you will become discouraged and decide to give up on your goal altogether. You can't do that. You have to be as dedicated to the goal, even when you can't pursue it, as you are when you can. Okay? It's fundamental. 3, obstructions. Okay? These are things that just hinder you on a day-to-day basis and make your process harder. If you're a runner, then some days you're going to run when it's really pretty outside, and then some days you're going to run in the wind and the cold and the rain and the snow. These are just little everyday annoyances. But when it's 5 o'clock and it's snowing and you're outside trying to run, on a day like today, on a day like that, you really start to question whether or not the whole thing's worth it. You really do. Maybe I should just stay in bed today and I'll run tomorrow. If you do that, you're liable not to run tomorrow or the next day or the next day. You've got to push through the little obstacles and little obstructions every day that keep you from wanting to do what you know you should be doing. Okay, here's another really big thing that will hinder you. No advancement or sliding back. Now, this one really is easiest to talk about on the weight loss journey, all right? So let's say you're trying to lose weight, you've worked on it a couple weeks, you've lost a few pounds, you're feeling good, and then you hit a plateau. And this happens to everybody who's trying to lose weight. You hit a plateau where suddenly you're doing the same thing you did last week when you lost a couple pounds, but this week you didn't lose any. And you think, oh, well, I must have just been retaining fluid or something. I'll just keep on doing what I'm doing. And the next week you don't lose any. You may have even gained a pound back, and you suddenly have to stop and go, what's going on here? You will quickly get to the point where you think, well, it doesn't matter what I do. I can't lose weight. My body just won't. Okay? That's very, very, very discouraging. When you see that you suddenly stop making any progress or you lose ground and you slide backwards, then it will completely demoralize you and completely make you not want to pursue your goal anymore. Okay? You have to push through that. Every time that happens, you have to stop and you have to reevaluate your approach. If you're not seeing any results, either one, just stay confident that what you're doing is right if you believe it is, and keep on keeping on, and eventually your body will kick back into gear and you'll start to lose some weight again. Or two, if you're confident that what you're doing is not working, reevaluate your approach. Do you need to cut something else out of your diet? Do you need to exercise a little more? Do you need to drink more water? Something. Change your routine up just a little bit and be dedicated to the process. You will see results if you stay with it. And then finally, just the last thing that gets really, really hard about this whole thing of self-improvement is the repetition, the grind, the day in and day out, continuing to do the same thing, getting up at 5 o'clock every morning to go run, getting up, staying up late every night to do homework for the college degree you're trying to complete, working on the weekends because you're trying to impress your boss, trying to get that promotion. And you do it over and over and over and over and every day and every day and every day. And it gets monotonous. It gets to the place where you just would rather do anything. It wasn't but just a week or so ago that I was thinking I had to get up early to go on my walk. And I was thinking I would rather take a bullet today than go do this. And it's not because it was that hard. I mean, it was cold outside, but it wasn't that hard. It was only because I was tired of doing it, that I had been doing it so long that it wasn't exciting or fun or new to me anymore. And I was tired of doing it. The thing about it is if you're really dedicated to your goal, you have to do it even when you don't want to. You have to be your own boss. You have to be your own taskmaster, your own slave driver, if you will. You have to make yourself do what you don't like to do in order to reap the kind of rewards that you want to reap. And if you can push through the grind, the repetition, the hard part. I remember when I was going back to school. I went back to school a few years back. It's been about 7 years ago now, trying to finish my business degree. And I was working all day, and I was coming home and studying all night, and I was staying up to 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes, writing term papers and stuff, trying to get that degree in. And it was hard, especially towards the end. I was sleep deprived. It was rough, man. But I stayed with it, and I got it, and that degree hangs on the wall today. Okay, so you can do it. Now, there are a few things I think that will help you push through these obstacles, push through these difficulties. I'm going to go over these real quick because this video is running long. These are things that you have to keep reminding yourself. And if you keep reminding yourself, then you'll know that you can do it, all right? So, and then one of the important things to remember is what Rocky said, all right? Rocky said that it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done, okay? So it's the keep moving forward part that I want to emphasize in that phrase. Not about actually getting punched, but the keep moving forward part. The idea that every increment of progress that you make is one more step towards your path to your journey. One more milestone that you have reached on your way to where your destination, where you're going. Okay. You have to be consistent in continuing to move forward, even through the pain and the heartache and the trials and the tribulations and the obstacles and the problems. Keep moving forward. Okay. One, remind yourself that, and this is how you do that. One, remind yourself that it's worth it. It is that when you get there, it's worth it. When you achieve your goal, when all the hard work pays off, you're going to be so happy and elated that you stuck with it. You're going to be, one, proud of yourself, and you're two, going to be enjoying the fruits of your labor. That slim body, that extra money from the promotion you got, the degree that opens up all kinds of opportunities, new job opportunities for you, whatever it is. Okay, the new skill you learned and all that you can do with it. Everything, you're going to reap the rewards of that, and you're going to love it. It's going to be so sweet to you when you get it. Two, you have to think like this. You have come too far. You have come too far to go back now. You have come just absolutely too far to give up, okay? If you've lost 3 sizes off your pant sizes, and then you got discouraged and you're thinking about going there and eating a whole apple pie, just think, do you want to gain 2 pant sizes back? Aren't you really, really happy that you went from a 44 to a 40? Aren't you doesn't that make you proud? Doesn't that make you happy? Don't you feel better about yourself? Do you want to give that up? No, you don't want to give that up. You don't want to get on the scale tomorrow and see you've got 5 pounds back on you that you had taken off. Okay, you don't want to give up working on that promotion, knowing that you were this close and just quit. No. So you've come too far to stop now. Don't let all your progress just be wasted and lost because you suddenly decided to quit at the end. You could be this close to achieving what you want, and you just got to push a little further, a little harder, and it's yours. You got it. Okay? And then the last thing to remember, and this is the catchphrase for the episode, is that patience and perseverance pays off. When you're down, when you're tired, when you don't feel like going anymore, remind you that patience and perseverance pays off. It might seem cliche, it might seem patronizing to say that, but it's absolutely true. And if you'll remind yourself, patience, okay, you're not going to get frustrated, you're not going to get aggravated, you're not going to get upset with either the grind or the obstacles or the lack of progress. And perseverance, the never quit, never die determination to do what you set out to do. Those two things will get you through anything. I hope you enjoyed this today. Go over to johnloveless.com for more videos. Well, check that. I spoke too quickly. Go over to johnloveless.com for links to the YouTube page where you can see more videos. But there's also other cool things on the johnloveless.com page. You can check out the blog and see all the blog posts I've written about this topic and other topics. You can sign up for our newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter, and you can get daily motivational things sent directly to your inbox. Sometimes not daily, sometimes weekly, just as often as we can. But we're going to get it to you in your inbox, motivation and inspiration for you. Again, remember to like and share this video, subscribe, tell all your friends and neighbors about us, share the link on Facebook, on Twitter, whatever social media app you're on, and just spread the love. We need your help. We need your support. We want to grow what we're doing here. We want to get bigger, stronger, better, faster. Not just me personally, but this platform, this show that we're doing. We want it to reach thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people one of these days. And we're growing from zero to our goal. Okay. So that grind works on every level, not just your personal goals, not just things, but even on this side hustle that I've got working on. And hopefully when things work out, maybe one day I'll do this full time, all the time. That would be fantastic. All right. Help me on my journey. Help me be a better me by sharing what we do here with other people, telling all your friends about it. You know, we would appreciate that so much. Okay. We appreciate it. I am John Loveless, your Admiral. That's it for this time. Until next time. And in the meantime, you guys have a good day. Thanks a lot.